name's Shauna. I'm going to be your nurse today. Would you be able to tell me your name and date of birth?
Oh yeah, my name's Ben Jackson. I was born August 1st, 2000.
Very good. All right. And what brings you in today, Ben?
I hit my head snowboarding today.
Oh, gosh. Are you in any pain?
I'm okay.
You're all right? Okay. So what we're going to be doing today is a head-to-toe assessment. I'm going to be assessing a lot of your major body systems and making sure that everything is working and functioning properly as it should. All right, so we're just going to start right away with our memory. I'm going to tell you 3 words, and at the end of our assessment, I'm going to ask you to recite those words. All right, so it's red, bike, and Sunday. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so what state are we in?
We are in Maine.
And where are we right now?
The hospital.
In the hospital. And what is the season?
Winter.
All right, so the patient is awake, alert, and oriented, and his speech is responding appropriately when prompted. All right, so I'm just gonna start off right away by assessing your skin. And ideally I would be raising the bed up, but in this scenario, I'm actually just gonna be kneeling on it instead of raising it up. All right, so I'm gonna start by assessing his skin. It's looking warm with adequate coloring and warmth. His skin is looking moist without lesions or any not intact skin. All right, so now I'm gonna be inspecting your scalp. So the scalp is looking good. It's looking like a consistent color. I'm gonna go in and palpate it. And it feels good without bumps or lesions. I don't see any critters crawling around, which is a good thing. His scalp seems healthy, moist, and a good temperature. So now I'm going to be inspecting his ears on this side and palpating. They feel warm, even and symmetrical, which is good. All right, so I'm going to be moving on to your eyes. If you wouldn't mind, Ben, just looking at the end of my pen. Very good. And now looking at the end of my nose. All right, looks good. So his pupils are looking equal, round, and reactive to light and accommodation. So now I'm going to be taking a look up your nose. If you could tilt your head back. All right, looks good. Nares are looking moist and adequate. And you look like you have a little mucus up there. Have you been feeling sick lately?
I have.
You have. Have you been able to get COVID tested?
I did. It was negative.
Okay. So you've just been using some over-the-counter remedies? Yeah. Sounds good. All right. Would you be able to open your mouth and say, ah? Good. And to the roof of your mouth? So you can see the underneath? Very good. All right. And the mouth and pharynx look, and the mouth looks like a moist, even color with no open wounds or lesions, and the pharynx also looks intact. All right. You all right there?
Mm-hmm.
Get something in your eye.
My eye was itching, yeah.
There's some hair falling in front of your face. All right, so now I'm just going to be moving on to palpating his lymph nodes. So starting the auricular and working my way to submandibular. Right. So I'm just feeling for any inflamed lymph nodes protruding, and I don't feel any, which is good. So now I'm going to move on to your sinuses. If you feel any tenderness with palpation or pressure, just let me know. Any pressure here?
Mm-hmm.
with the patient sitting at a 45-degree angle, leaning your head back. And are you able to look over your left shoulder? Okay, so I'm just checking for neck vein distension. Very good, it looks good. You can look over this shoulder now. So it looks great, and he doesn't have any signs of hypovolemia, which is good. So now I'm just going to be assessing his trachea, and it looks straight and non-deviated. So that's a great, means his lungs are working fine. And I'm palpating his thyroid now. Could you swallow for me? Very good. Symmetrical. All right, so I'm gonna move on to the whisper test now. I'm gonna stand behind you and whisper a word. You can just repeat it after me.
Roses. Spaghetti.
Very good. Okay, so now we're going to move on to thyroid, we did your pharynx, your trachea, your nose, your ears. Okay, so now we're going to move on to your heart and lung sounds. Okay, so I'm going to start on the aortic and pulmonic. It's our Erb's point. And tricuspid. The apex. And the mitral. Alright, Ben, could you take some deep breaths for me? Very good. All right. His heart sounds are regular and a even rhythm. I'm just going to ask you to lean forwards so I can take a listen to your lungs on through the back. Right. You can just take a few more deep breaths for me. All right, very good. Okay, so now while you're leaning forwards, is it okay if I lift your shirt, Ben? And I'm lifting his shirt to assess his spine, which looks straight and even. Can you take a deep inhale for me? And he has symmetrical inhalation. All right, you can lean on back now. All right, so I'm just gonna take his on the skin assessment and checking for skin turgor. There's no tenting in the skin, so he looks very hydrated and adequate. And is it okay if I lift up your shirt to assess your abdomen? Thank you. Oh, I didn't make these yet. All right, so first I'm going to be inspecting, and his abdomen looks good without any lesions or bumps or or swelling. Looks good. And I'm just going to auscultate before the bowel sounds before I palpate. Sorry if my stethoscope is cold. All right, bowel sounds are active in all four quadrants. And while I have his shirt lifted up, I'm just going to be listening to his carotid, which sounds functional and strong. All right, Ben, I'm just gonna have to palpate your abdomen. And When was the last time you were able to have a bowel movement?
This morning?
This morning. And was it painful at all?
No.
No. Do you have pretty regular bowel movements?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. And is there any unusual color or texture to them? Nope. Very good. How often do you urinate usually?
Every hour?
Every hour. Okay. And is there any distinct odor, foul smell with that?
No.
Nope. What color would you describe your urine as?
Clear, light yellow.
Light yellow? Perfect. And do you have any pain while I was touching your abdomen there? No?
Nope.
Great. Alright, so could I just have your hands again? I'm going to be checking his capillary refill, which is less than 3 seconds on both hands. And moving my way down to his feet. Oh, you're quite congested there, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Could you point your toes up towards the sky? Good. And down towards me. All right, pull them up. Good. And down like you're pressing a pedal. Very good. While I'm down here, I'm just going to be assessing for any edema or pitting. He looks good, healthy. I'm feeling for his dorsal pedalis pulses and his tibial pedalis, which are both +2, strong and regular with a symmetrical rhythm. Coming back up to upper extremities to feel these pulses, which are both 2+ with a strong regular rhythm, and they are symmetrical bilaterally. All right, so I'm just gonna stand over here so you're able to see me then. Are you able to raise your hands up in front of you and out to the side and back up? Do the reverse motion. Awesome. Patient has an active range of motion, and I will test his strength. Push up with my hands. Very good, and down. Awesome. Push out and in. Good job. He has adequate strength in both his upper and lower extremities. And I need to test your peripheral vision.
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
Mm-hmm.
I know I already moved on from that part of the assessment, but I just need to test this.
That's okay.
Okay. So are you able to cover one eye? And I'm going to have you tell me when you can see my pen.
There.
Okay, very good. And you can do it on the other side.
There.
Very good. All right, and I'm going to test your 6 views of sight. If you can cover one eye. Tell me if you can see my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Out here.
Mm-hmm.
And down here.
Yes.
Okay, now other eye.
Yes.
Here.
Yes. Yes.
Very good. Okay. So now, Ben, I'm just going to be testing your fine motor skills. Are you able to touch each finger to your thumbs? Oh, you're fast at that one. Wow. Nice job. Wow. That's way better than I could do. All right. So now can you put your hands backwards on your lap and forwards? And now do it fast. Very good. All right. I think we've just about covered everything. I'm going to have you stand on up. If you're able to. Yep. And you're going to walk in a straight line, touching heel to toe, all the way until you get to me. Very good. All right, you can take a few steps back, and I'm going to be testing your gait. So the patient has adequate balance, as demonstrated. And can you close your eyes? And just stand still. All right, very good. You can open your eyes, and you can take a seat down in bed. Thank you. The patient did not display any swaying, and so his gait has proven to be adequate, balanced. All right, Ben, would you be able to recite those 3 words that I told you at the beginning?
Red Sunday bike.
Yeah, nice job. His short-term memory is adequate, And here's your call bell.
Thank you.
And I'm going to put the side rails up on your bed. Is there anything else I can get for you before I go?
That'll be it. Thank you. Could you tell the room down the hall to stop being so loud, actually?
I can try.
Thank
I
you.
can try my best.